going down the AI rabbit hole, but it's allowed us to do or forget where you come from, because we wouldn't be around for 10 years if it wasn't for. But everything we do is story driven. We're trying to.
The whole premise of my podcast is I want to connect. What's up, guys? We're rolling.
We're rolling now.
Yeah, we're rolling. I don't mess around out here.
Shouldn't have told us we were rolling. We would have gotten a lot better content, probably.
No. Yeah, well, we're actually not. You guys are freezing?
How far is this good?
I mean, have it as close as you can, but
You want my lips on it?
I mean, if you want, there's been other people that kissed that.
That's like, show me pictures of what they look like,
Of who?
The people who've kissed this.
There's been a lot. All different genders, You know how it is nowadays. There's a lot more than two genders. Okay, so do you guys want to introduce yourselves and who you are?
Address you or I wouldn't be looking at the monitor quite a bit. I mean,
No, we're just having a casual conversation, I mean, if you want to look at the camera, you can. But no pressure.
I'm Brett Shesky.
Sam Adams.
We own Hype Brand Management.
Oh my God, so cute.
I know.
So yeah, basically like the whole premise of my podcast is I want to connect with other business owners, and I think that you guys are a perfect first guest because, we run similar companies and honestly go way back, because for me, when I first started, started doing photography in high school, but then I interned for you guys. So you guys kind of showed me the ropes of how to run.
Well, we didn't show you the ropes. Our former director of photography showed you the ropes.
True. You guys were pretty... I barely talked to you guys at the time.
Yeah, we were kind of busy. We kind of told, his name was Corey, LA Corey, worked out in LA. He's an artist now, but we just kind of let him take the interns and raise you guys. And I think a couple of times you got into a little bit of trouble with him and didn't take it too serious. And I said, you can deal with it, Corey, because we don't have time to deal with these guys.
So the first topic I really want to get into, but before we get into that, is really like what it's like to run a media company, creating content for businesses. And but before that, can you guys give like a little context on how you guys came about starting up Hype Brand Management?
Yeah, so basically I was doing freelance graphic design. I have a graphic design BFA from Western Michigan, and Brett was doing freak athletics and some other videography stuff. So basically I had a client that was doing design stuff for down the road, and they said they wanted some video content, and I knew Brett was doing some of that, so I hit him up and we went down to this place. He did truck conversions, and we drove there for a week back and forth just talking about business. It said how nothing like what we could offer was in the area. So Brett already had a name lined up, Hype, and we just been rocking and rolling. We're on year 10.
10-year anniversary.
Yeah. So, I've had a lot of ups and downs, but everything's been really positive for the most part. We get along great. And we offer everything from graphic design, websites, logos, social media content, and video content.
Nice. Do you have anything to add to that, Bretsky?
I mean, 10 years. We didn't celebrate our 5th year. We have never celebrated because we don't have time to. So that's one of the, downsides of owning a business, is that people think that you can do whatever you want, which we have more flexibility. I'd much rather own my own business than work for anyone, but the work never stops. So, no, and as far as how we started, like Sam said, he was doing graphic design stuff. I was doing video stuff. We were in Sturgis, Michigan. And we're like, there's not a lot of marketing going on at Sturgis. I don't think businesses understand what marketing is. And they think since it's just a small town that everyone's going to knock on their door and buy and use them. But no, we made this town believers, and they believed in us. And that's one of the things I say about, you never forget where you come from, because we wouldn't we wouldn't be around for 10 years if it wasn't for the local community supporting us.
So let's dive deeper into that. Like, what's the biggest misconception about owning like a video production company?
The biggest misconception,
Like, people think it's easy. People think that like, especially now with like AI, people think that everyone can do marketing.
well, people have always thought they can do they can do their own marketing. Like, people will, even when it comes to the editing process, people will just be like, can you just blur me out, or can you just remove me from the video? So that's always going to be the case. But now that we have AI, one of the things that is kind of annoying is I'll always get asked, not all the time, but I'm starting to get asked, is that AI? Is that shot AI? Which is like, it's pretty frustrating. I mean, we'll talk about Dunk Monkey later, but I do this thing where I'm this golfer who hits balls into the hole from a long ways away. And I launch this video and everyone asks me, that's AI, that's not real. So no, I think that's what we're going to be combating now is people questioning whether it's AI or not. And if you can't tell, why do you give a shit? Why does it even matter? Like, why does it matter to you? Like, my thing is AI is allowed, and I'm going down the AI rabbit hole, but it's allowed us to do things that we normally have to outsource. Like, we'd have to outsource a lot of things to other people. And now we can do that all in-house. So, no, it's made our product, better and more efficient. So I kind of segue there to AI because I could go on and on and on about it.
Yeah. So like, compared to like now versus when you guys started, how do you guys think like the industry has really changed? Because I mean, I'm sure the work that you guys were getting were so much different from like 10 years ago compared to what people are asking now.
Shorter content.
Yeah, I mean, the boom of just social media, it's still big when we started 10 years ago, for sure. We had a lot more social media clients and things like that, but
the content's short.
Right.
I mean, it's just like, it's shorter and I mean, people want way more content than ever, and it's got to be super short. I mean, when we first started, it was like 3-minute videos.
Mm-hmm.
People paying thousands of dollars for 3-minute video. Now they want an entire year of content. They want them to be 5 seconds, 10 seconds, sometimes 3 seconds, and they want a ton of it. So that's the biggest difference. And then also the different sizing of videos, the horizontal, the vertical, the square. And that's not easy. I mean, that's time consuming. That's the part I don't like is, it's one thing coming up with the concept, executing it, but then they want 4 different versions of it. I mean, I can't just click a button to make that happen. So that's the tedious part of it. And that's what's changed a ton.
Yeah. People's attention span or shit just keeps getting less and less. But then there's all these different platforms to apply those kinds of content to that sizing. You got to hit them all or else you're kind of behind.
How I see you guys is like, you guys are like the king of commercial videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel as of now, it's like you have more clients asking for social media content versus like a full on scale of like commercial videos?
Yeah, I would say we have 2-3 clients who maybe will use our stuff for television. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is social media. I mean,
yeah, I think that number's about right.
And then how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like the traditional commercials are kind of going away, or?
I think television's going away. I mean, all these streaming services. So you're watching everything on your phone, even, pull up your YouTube TV, and that's, not necessarily television, old school television. So the way ads are being run is all streaming.
Mm-hmm.
You can still call channel 3 and run ads, but that's not happening as much. So everything's changed, but we wouldn't have a job. And 10 years ago, we wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for the internet and the way this is. We would have had to move to a bigger city. Like, the internet's done so much for, as much as I complain about how I can't stand social media and how negative it is, which is absolutely true. We wouldn't be in this industry, have the job in Sturgis, Michigan, if it wasn't for the internet and the advancements in streaming platforms and everything. So
That's what's cool is everything that we make that gets put online is essentially a marketing tool for ourselves. So like even our connection with Wings, etc., that was something we did local, and then corporate saw it and said, who's that? Where are they? And then we've been with them for 8 years, and we do all their commercials that are on TV for all their 80 some locations or whatever. So
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people, especially around here, realize like we don't work directly with Wings, etc. in Sturgis. We did, what, 8 years ago. We did a commercial for them. Then we got picked up by their corporate. So we do all the commercials for all, what, 90 or so locations. That they're our biggest client. But I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool being from a smaller town and doing something that's bigger and broader while being able to stay in this area. It's something I think we were both kind of proud of.
What's kind of like your favorite projects to work on?
The ones we don't make any money on. I mean,
full creative control.
Yeah, it's everything's about, a lot of things that we produce is about getting people to buy a product or use the service, but so we're kind of handcuffed sometimes with, you got to get all these details in it, you got to do this, you got to do that. But the customers that give us freedom of like to do whatever we want, that's usually when our best stuff comes out. Right now, I don't know what we're working on right now. That we're working on. Actually, here's one. We just finished working on an animated series for an insurance company in Colon, and his name's Tad Davis, really cool guy. But we talked to him. We're like, look, man, I think you know this, but insurance is pretty boring. Like, there's like, how do we make it fun and exciting? So he goes, you guys do whatever you want. So we created an animated series. We used AI. We used voice cloning. We used music software. I mean, there's still when people think AI, they think, oh, you just got to plug it in and it shits it out and we're good to go. I'm the producer now. There's so many different parts that we're bringing to the table to make an animated production, or even a video production using AI. So it's still a production, but we can be as creative as we want. And thanks to Tad, we can do whatever we want to. So he may look like an idiot in some of these, but he doesn't care at the moment. And we'll see what the public says about the videos. But
and we used to work with him in the past, and we did a lot of social media stuff that was traditional, and he got a lot of traffic and different things. But back to AI, this is just what's cool, is to be able to think of something and actually be able to produce it. And then we're satisfied being the human and the idea behind telling the robots what to do.
You mentioned something about, content versus marketing. Like, what's kind of like your take on marketing as a whole? Some clients probably expect you guys to make them a video or a couple videos and, obviously drive traffic to their brand, but some just expect their sales to blow up. What's kind of your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, we tell people right now, that's something we learned along the way of the 10 years, is we're not your salespeople. We can guarantee we can get eyeballs on your content, but you need to have a good product and sell it at the end of the day. So I think once we've got to a point where we clarified that helped a lot. But yeah, and then always, that's what's cool about social media too, is to be able to actually see the numbers behind it and track that. And, numbers don't lie.
Yeah, we make no guarantees with sales ever. Mm-hmm. We're very transparent about that. We're not your salesperson. We are a tool for, hopefully you have a sales team. We're a tool for them. Use our content to make more sales, but we're just the marketers. We're making your product look good, and hopefully your product can back up our marketing. A lot of times that might not always be the case. We're making your product look really good. People are complaining about it. That's not our problem, to be honest. That's on you guys. But I mean, it's such a tricky industry. We had one client who we used to work with, who after the first year said our sales have gone up by 30%. And the only common denominator from everything we've looked at is that we brought in you guys last year. And that's the only thing that we can see that possibly, and they weren't giving us, they still won't give us credit, possibly is why we're at 30%. And then after that, he goes, but I'll let you know, I still, this is a client we're doing a bunch of videos for, and it was we haven't had anyone come into the shop and say, you know, we saw that video, that's why we're signing up with you guys. And I always use the analogy, like you watch a Burger King commercial. How often you go into Burger King and be like, I'm ordering this Whopper because I saw that badass commercial you guys had on
Right.
TV. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, so it is what it is. I mean, we're the marketers. We're always going to be on the bottom end of the totem pole, you know, with every industry. Usually, you know, if your company is doing well, we're the first ones to go to be cut.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. It's business. We own our business. Like, we've made cuts before too. So it's no hard feelings, but, there is that definite disconnect of a lot of times with, we are not your salespeople. We are just your creative team. And we're going to make, and we guarantee you're going to get eyeballs on the really good content we produce for you, whether it's going to lead to a ton of sales.
So what's like your advice to like other business owners who don't think like marketing is important? Why do you think marketing is important? Or creating content even?
Because you could have the best product in the world, and if people don't know what it is or where it's at or how to get it or how much it costs, then what are you doing? Like, why are you making the product? And you could have a successful business, and we've had a lot of, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But just imagine how much more successful you could be if you were actually marketing properly.
Yeah, I mean, agree with all that. You know, I know a lot of companies that are successful that old school mentality.
We don't just
But for like long term, you know, if you don't have a proper, even like down to a website to be able to contact you, like, I don't foresee that happening, being successful long term, you know. And like, why not present yourself in the best possible light? You know, if you have the opportunity and if you're making a good product.
I think you can tell, you know, they say don't judge a book by its cover. Well, yeah, I mean, good luck with not doing that in all aspects of life. They say don't do that, but it's impossible not to do that. When I go to a company and I drive by a store and I go online and look, right when I look at their website, I can kind of tell, like, are these guys shit or not, just by looking at their website. That's always the case, you know. I mean, it's not,
because a lot of it nowadays, and social media being a thing, like your online presence kind of represents you. It's like almost like your second identity. And going back to don't judge a book by its cover, we can still create like professional badass videos, but if their business is cheeks, then it doesn't matter how good we make you look. It kind of shows if your product is trash or your service.
yeah. I mean, and then it comes back on the marketers. If it's a small business and they don't have a sales team, it usually comes back on us, and all we can do is cry and flip them off behind the scenes and move on to the next one.
You guys have like any horror stories that you can talk about when it comes to working with a client?
We've got a bunch.
Yeah, we've got a few. We should really write these down. I mean, just like we were just saying before we got here, it was actually the same client we were talking about earlier. Weird. But we had a client that we were going to go do a shoot. They had a customer that had their product there. So I had to hit them up to get this arranged. And Brett and I were back and forth, getting our stuff around. Anyway, went 45 minutes, showed up, client was there, opened the truck, no equipment. No equipment. Had a little miscommunication on who had what.
Call my sister up, who met us. She met us halfway, dropped the equipment off. And that was our first shoot with this client. Shoot went well. Content was great.
Yep. Pulled it off.
The end of the story is they ended up letting us go a couple of years later, and we moved on, and business is business. So we've got a good wheelhouse of clientele, but I mean, a lot of them shuffle in and out. Budgets. Our relationships are usually good. They're always good, but it always comes down to like ROI.
Yeah.
And if they don't see the ROI, the value in it, then we're going to hear that. And if the company's doing well, we're still not going to hear it. Probably they're not going to tip their caps to us.
Yeah. And or tip. We would joke about that. Like, oh, they love this video and I got a lot of traffic. The whole tip here, please.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is going to a Starbucks or whatever and just you see the tip there. I was thinking we do a good video. Why can't we ask for tips from the clients?
You know, I'll take that. We might implement.
That's why you need those
Yep.
systems where it's like it just
put it right in their face.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're going to start doing. I think that's a good idea. Like we drop the video, it gets 10,000 views, a bunch of interactions. Maybe their sales go up a little bit, but who cares? Just good traffic. That's what we do. It's tip time. I want a tip and just put my hand out like this.
What's been like the key thing to helping you guys like craft a video that actually helps out businesses? Because there's, especially nowadays, like the access to technology is like it's easy to make a video now, right? Like everyone can literally make a video now. But how do you guys actually make a video that helps out businesses?
I think the personalization of videos and actually making a unique storyline. I mean, yeah, anyone can make a video, but can you really tell a story? And that sounds really cliche because I'm sure people hear that all the time. But as dumb as it sounds, like we do a lot of stuff for Wings, etc. And we'll take like one of their chicken sandwiches and literally try telling the story of the freaking chicken sandwich. Like, I mean, we're trying to show a beginning, a middle, and end to this chicken sandwich, whether even if it's just like on the sandwich itself, there's no other story. It's hard to explain, but everything we do is story driven. We're trying to tell a beginning, a middle, and an end that we're trying to keep the audience wanting more. I mean, that's kind of our mindset. And I mean, a video is a video. Like you can have the best equipment in the world and you can still produce crappy content. I mean, that's just, you could have the coolest picture in the world, but if it's not delivered properly, if it's not expressed properly when it's dropped online or whatever, or posted, then it's just not going to resonate with people. So I think it's definitely the storytelling.
Story driven becomes relatable. Builds trust, understand, repetition, consistency is key. We always said that in our business. Consistent look and feel, because then that becomes something you look forward to and it builds trust. You build a relationship with that company.
I'm trying to think if we have any. I'm going back to your story question. Like we've had like so many weird stories. I just want to come back to that before we finish because we were thinking about doing our own like mockumentary type reality show, just going like using each client as an episode. Like they're not necessarily horror stories. They're just like, is this real? Like, was this really happening right now? Like we've had some strange things happen.
But I think for me, like my horror stories are usually like in weddings. And I mean, you guys do commercial work, but I think you guys have done weddings before too, right?
No more.
But
No more weddings because of that exact reason.
I just don't like working with. Like, I mean, I still do them when they come, I'll take the opportunity. But yeah, like weddings are just
It's a lot of pressure.
their level.
No, we did probably a handful of them. And then once we got to the point where I had one bride, this is before hype actually, I believe this is a free wedding I did too. It was like, I was just serving out. She was very disgruntled because I didn't get a shot of her grandparents kissing during the dance you do when they announce how long you've been married or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess they're on the dance floor. They smooched and I wasn't there to capture that. So, yep. That should have been a sign never to just get into the wedding market.
Well, I think you just put such like a huge emphasis on that day. I mean, I remember even, if you guys helped and did my wedding and there was moments on that, you just feel like you put it on a pedestal, and it's like, was that captured or not, or it just wasn't how it felt,
I think the best thing you can do is just from a wedding standpoint, if you're going to hire a videographer, just screw that and just don't even get married. Like, just don't get married in general.
It's a different podcast.
I feel like people nowadays too, like I feel like that's their number one priority is hiring a videographer to capture that day. It almost becomes like they do it all for social media nowadays.
Well, the other thing, yeah, because they want to showcase, they want to, this is my life and this is me on social media, which is totally probably not reality behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But one thing I also would annoy me about weddings is I was always like piggybacking, not intentionally, but I was playing second fiddle to the photographer. Like I didn't want to step on the photographer's turf because I could tell they didn't want me on their turf.
Yeah.
So that's how I always felt. Like I always felt like the photographer's looking over his shoulder and she doesn't want me there. And like, okay, I'll just tiptoe away here for a little bit. But I always think some wedding photographers, they got a big ego.
Yeah.
Big ego.
So like with the reason why I even started doing weddings in the first place was like to me at the time when I was in like high school, I was just like, dang, you can get paid a couple of grand for this
One
day.
night.
But like, I mean, you guys have done it and you know, I've done it, but how do you guys like scale your video business? Cause I thought that like just doing more weddings was gonna make me more money and it just brought more headaches to me. Like that's why I don't focus on it anymore. But if someone was to be starting a video production business, right? What kind of tips could you give them in terms of like how do you make a better video? How do you actually make more money? Um,
Starting out, you got to do some stuff for free, probably. I mean, you're going to do stuff for cheap and just make sure it's good. I mean, show off your style and make sure it's good. And you're going to have to work for very little money starting out. And then as you grow the company, I mean, you can't be afraid to ask for what budgets are and be afraid to charge accordingly. But it's tricky. It's tricky because we're at a stage where we're pretty steady. We're still growing, but not at a huge rate just because we don't want to honestly bring on a bunch of employees. We kind of in a good place where we're
a good way to keep your team lean.
yeah. But he's got 3 kids. The 2 kids, I've got 3 kids. So, I mean, right now we're at a point where we got to be at home a lot, but it can be eventually as our kids get older. I'm sure we'll try growing more, but I don't know. What advice would you give?
Yeah, I mean,
Lunk like Riego 5 years ago.
I'd say own your own style, and stay true to what you know, and to the free stuff, like maybe even lean into some of your family or friends' businesses, even if you are doing it for free, but to really, use them as your starting point to, say, hey, can I do a video for you or whatever? So it's like a family friend conversation. Hopefully don't let that go sour, but it's a good starting point. Or just go knock on doors or look up, like we were talking about earlier, if you got a shitty social media page or website, like, hey, let me see what I can do. And then proof is in the pudding once I see it,
Nice. Yeah. And like my take on that now too, because I remember in the beginning, I always thought like I needed the best gear or like this light or just perfect gear in general in order to get bigger clients or even to get started on some projects. But yeah, like literally if you can just have a camera or even start out on your phone, you can literally do most of these things. And as long as you're learning the fundamentals on how to tell a story, how to do good composition, the simple, even natural lighting, right? I think is gonna take you a long way because I know a lot of people nowadays just see other people on social media and people like to flash out and compare themselves. And, yeah.
Well, there's not a whole lot of context behind a lot of things you see on social media now. It's just like visually, you're just looking at them and you're just like, at least maybe it's me getting older. Like I'm just like, what? I don't get it. I don't understand it. But I will say, like, so I was a creative writing major at Grand Valley. I went to a few film courses, really liked them, but didn't want to spend another 4 years in college trying to get that degree. So I just got my creative writing degree. And creative writing helped me in the film world, because what are you doing in the film world? At least what are the best filmmakers doing? They're telling a good story. So I would say whatever you're doing with your first client, you need to tell an awesome story. I don't care what the lighting looks like. I don't care. You need to work on your storytelling. That's number one. And then once your storytelling is good, what are you doing? You're building your arsenal of weapons with your lights, with your cameras, with your audio, with all of that stuff. So you could sell a movie that looks awful visually, but if it's got an awesome story, people are going to watch it and they're going to get into it 100%. So start with the storytelling, and then you can build your weapons. Like, you've got 3 cameras on us. You've got more equipment than we do. Amazing. But which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think it's the storytelling aspect for sure. Oh, for sure.
So I've seen you, I mean, I help you shoot these videos too. And I will say to the audience that it's not AI. It's not AI. Sometimes we have sat there for hours on out, and you know, he probably spends a lot more time.
No, my best shots come when you're not filming. When I'm just filming on a tripod, I've had some like 5-minute one and dones where I dunk it right away. So maybe I just get nervous around you because I feel bad that it's like, because we're shooting in the summer and it's like 80 degrees outside, or it's raining and it's just over and over and over. Now, when I was like in high school, maybe college, for some reason, I love basketball, but for some reason I wanted to start a YouTube channel about this basketball player who called himself Dunk Monkey but couldn't dunk. I just thought it'd be kind of funny, like this braggadocious dude who's white like me, can't dunk, could come close. If I could have called the ball, I could have dunked easy, but I couldn't call the ball. Anyway, that was in the back of my mind. But then as the older I got, I started golfing, got into golf, and something about slam dunking a golf ball was kind of interesting to me. It's very, very, very hard to do for anyone. I mean, for pros aren't sitting there trying to dunk a golf ball. They're trying to hit it close to the hole. And then AI came along with music that I could actually make myself, because I don't know anything about music. I can write lyrics. That's about it. So I started the Dunk Monkey platform. It's more just for personal enjoyment. I mean, I've got a decent TikTok following of a few thousand people who like golf and just want to see this monkey slap his ass. And
that move though, this move.
Yeah, so I got
crazy.
The banana shake is what it's called. I was working at a movie theater in Grand Rapids when I was in college, and we were on break, and my buddy Jared dropped his broom and hit the banana shake because he was bored, and like that, it was just literally just started slapping his ass, and I didn't know what I was looking at, but I thought it was hilarious. Like, it was just, what is this? So Dunk Monkey, the only thing AI about Dunk Monkey is the music. The music's 100% AI, other than I actually write the lyrics to it, whatever that's worth. But the music videos are real people, scripted. You're filming the music videos. And then all the golf shots, all of them, they're real. Ask Sam what he thinks of Dunk Monkey.
And you got a pro.
Yeah.
pro
What do you think about Dunk Monkey?
It's he came back from a trip, and he's like, I got this all planned out. I've been investigating AI, whatever, and then I was just being supportive with it. And I was like, you need a logo or something? He's like, oh, you got that. I'm like, okay. So then maybe we sell merch or anything. He's like, maybe later. I was like, okay, so what are you doing? What are we doing here with this? And he just started making fun stuff. So then, you know, he bounced ideas off me. Tito's and Doritos. I think that was a 6 a.m. text back and forth. And he was like, what if it was something different with Doritos to rhyme? And then just went with it. And that's what's cool is, like, with AI, you can literally have a whole conversation with it and maybe not even make content, but just like get ideas.
Right.
And to have it respond back to you like they give a shit and give suggestions on, like, here's how you want me to accomplish that. You want me to do this for you? So, like, it's just really neat to get inspiration from it, whether you use that or not, or it just sparks a whole nother idea. But, like, not only can it help you get the inspiration going, it can execute some of it. And then you as a creator at the end, like, can actually make it, you know? So that's what's cool is, like, from the animation or music video. Like I've sat there eating dinner with some friends and just trying to explain it. And it's just like, just tell me a couple things that you're observing while we're eating dinner here, and just literally type them out, and it shits out this country song or whatever you prompted to. And it's like legit, you know? So yeah, we got off another AI tangent.
Yeah, but going back to the Tito's, one of the songs is called Tito. My buddy DJ Merrill, half Mexican, half white, looks like a Tito, and big old mustache, cigar, just looks like a complete douche on camera when we actually filmed them. But our goal with the videos, at least starting out, was maybe Tito's would think this is cool, maybe Doritos would think this is cool. Maybe they'd pick us up. Maybe they'd see it, like how creative we can get, you know, branding something. And then the other one was Fireball. My dad was in it, and it was about it's about this old man, which is a true story. This old man, my dad, doesn't drink alcohol unless it's Fireball. Like he'll take a little bit of Fireball.
That's still crazy to
Isn't
me.
that crazy? And the only thing he drinks is something that's outlawed in like most of the world. And he'll take a swig of that. And he's also a huge golfer. I believe one of the lines is his sun baked leather skin loves to soak up cinnamon. And there's a shot of him baking in the sun, swigging Fireball, seed to sweat. It's great.
Yep.
It's beautiful. It's like beautiful.
Yeah.
But we haven't heard anything from Fireball or Doritos or Tito's. And
Yep.
part of me wants to say that these guys just don't respect AI and they think it's like bullshit because I'm dabbling with the AI. But part of me thinks they just don't give a shit at all.
Yeah.
Or for somehow like haven't seen it, you know? That's like back to our wings thing. Like that video fell in the lap of somebody who can make a difference, you know, somehow. So maybe they haven't seen this stuff. I mean, hard to believe.
I think this stuff's good. Like I think it's really good content. And if I'm Tito's, Doritos, Fireball, there's no reason why I would not share that content at all. And I've tried getting in front, I mean, through Instagram and Facebook, you know, I don't sound like I know anyone who works there, but I feel like if someone in the marketing department saw it, they'd be like, we have to at least share it. I mean, this is good stuff. It's has not happened yet, but we don't have all the money in the world to just drop on these freebie music videos, so we kind of can't keep doing it. But it's fun. So I'll probably give it another summer of at least dunking. I don't know if I'll shoot any more music videos, but I've had people around here ask me like, "Hey man, my buddy wants to be in one of your music videos. He's a golfer," and I'm like, okay, I'll keep you posted on it. But
No, you guys do like a golf tournaments every year also. Are you using that? Did you create that just to ramp that up more too, or?
no, we created the juice. You want to explain why we created the juice? We're avid golfers first.
Yeah. So basically we created the juice because we were tired of playing in shitty golf tournaments. And we just said, well, we can literally like rent out a course and do whatever we want as far as setup, payouts, all the stuff. But then we started to realize like we branded the whole thing just like we would a company or whatever, from the logo to design, the website, to even getting sponsors and creating levels of packages where we're doing stuff, whether it's creating custom polos or doing like a discounted rate on what a normal hype video would be. So it's been great for business of like getting more people to know about us as well. But then on the back end, creating this really badass golf tournament that is everything that we ever wanted to do. Like it's like hosting it's like setting up for like a wedding with a bunch of people who like don't care. They're a bunch of degenerates, you know, but there's like all these parts that get in place, from food to we got music, alcohol. Like I design all the scorecards. Like there's a ton into it.
Yeah, it's one giant hype production, but we're the ones. It's our product, so we're backing everything with our marketing. But the product itself, now this is year 4.
Yep.
4. Apparently it's been pretty good because we sell out the Klinger juice in about 2 weeks. or most golf tournaments, they probably won't sell out up until, if they do sell out, up until maybe the week before. But a lot of these tournaments that we used to play never would get totally full. Ours fill up very quickly. And it's because we're giving everyone a good product too. So it's like the perfect combination of marketing and backing it up with a good product. But it's a ton of work. I mean, it's fun, but it's
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of work.
We're giving an experience, and then it's just enough competitive. It's not just a to knock it, but a charity, whatever scramble that there's just no payout, or it's all back donation, and that's what those are for. But this, we say that it's a higher level entry. We put all the money from entry back into the tournament, and then we say we make money off of it from sponsorship.
Yeah, charity golf tournaments, 9 out of 10 are terrible.
Mhm.
They're just not good. They're not run properly. I want to say they're half-assed. And the average person's going to say, well, it's about the charity. Well, sure, it's about the charity, but throw a good golf tournament still. Well, you can still throw a good golf tournament. And that'll be better for the charity because you're going to get more donations. But, so we just said, screw this. We're not playing. I mean, I'll still play in 1 or 2. But for the most part, we're like, let's just throw a golf tournament that everyone wants to play in and have a good time. And we're going to profit off it. And we're going to call it a for-profit tournament, not a for-charity tournament.
Non-profit.
Yeah.
So we added Island Hills last year. They're back on. And then we added Cedar for a 1-day event, Cedar Lake Golf Course. So it's beginning of season at Cedar, Clinger in the middle, Island at the end.
Do you guys want to give out, like, promote those? Like, when do they happen? And
The Cedar Lake one is May 21st.
It's the end of May. It's that Saturday of Labor Day or Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, it's a 1-day, 2-man scramble, $400 to get in, 5 flights. Winner of each flight gets $1,000. Then you can qualify for the shootout to win another grand. We'll have live music there that you could literally be able to hear throughout the entire course. We'll have a juice bar, which is free alcohol on one of the holes, with our juice girls serving the alcohol. We'll have food, and I mean, we always do really good food. We'll bring it in from food trucks, or food's a staple, and then we'll also have some funsy wagering where you'll be able to put a little bit of for fun money on your team or other teams, or whatever you want to bet on. So I mean, it's
and the swag, we always design hats or towels or golf balls or whatever to give away, sunglasses. Yeah.
Then the Clinger Lake one is what?
19th and 20th of June.
Cedar's end of August. So there's 3 events this year.
Clinger and
Clinger,
sorry. Wow. Island
Hills end of August. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
And if you're not good at golf, that's fine. You need a gin handicap. So start establishing a handicap. Do you know what a handicap is in golf?
nope.
So
Explain to a non-golfer.
So essentially, it's taking your scores, and based on those scores, you figure out how good or bad of a golfer you are. And if you're not very good, you're going to be placed into a flight with golfers of your skill set. So that way, you're not playing against some sticks.
Yeah.
And
So all are welcome.
It's like your skill-based matchmaking.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
that like a video game related?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video gamers know what that is.
what would you explain that to me?
Skill-based matchmaking.
What's your scale based number?
Because like when you play games, you have like
Sure.
like Call of Duty or something. They have kill death ratios, and then there matches you with people with like.
Right.
It's like a video.
So do you have like a handicap of
Yeah.
gaming?
So it's
Is it
the
like a-
handicap of gaming, I guess.
Is it a number, or is it like a?
Usually, like it
Number?
depends. Sometimes it's like they have leagues or something, and you have like a rank. It just depends on the game, really.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's the handicap of.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably more of a Gen Z way to say it, so you don't get offended by a handicap.
Yeah,
So what are you guys? I'm Gen
That's true.
Z, obviously. Are you guys millennials?
Yeah, we've been considered millennials. We're getting
Yep.
older. Thanks for
Yep.
aging us a little bit, but
Yep.
we're learning how to work with Gen Zs, and Gen Zs, I think, are learning how to work with us.
Yeah.
Learning how to work.
It's true.
Would you agree that Gen Zs are the dumbest generation? I get told that a lot by a lot of millennials, but then again, it's like,
Pointing to us, I'm pretty sure we've said that to you before.
no, I'm not pointing. I'm just like, even my brothers, because both of my brothers are millennials. They're in their 40s.
They say you're dumb.
Yeah. But
Why do you think they say that?
I don't know. It's just our attitudes, man, sometimes. And sometimes, like, when we do shoots at the high school, too, or like at the schools, I'm just like, I don't remember being in school acting like this, but I don't know. I don't know either.
I don't know if dumb is the word. You guys are like zombies, kind of.
Yeah. A lot of brain rotting on social media.
Yeah. I don't want to generalize. I'm not some ambitious Gen Zs, but I think that happens with every generation.
Yeah.
There's my grandpa would say the same thing. That
We're weird.
yeah, things aren't the way they used to be. Like, sure, when the internet came out, I mean, we used to have this chat line. I'm really dating myself, but we used to have this online chat.
ICQ.
No, I remember
MSN?
MSN I was on.
Messenger.
MySpace was also the first Facebook. But anyway, no, it's called Mirc, MIRC.
Yeah.
And we all had nicknames, and we go to school, and then we come back, and in the evening, we'd all get on Mirc. My nickname was Brettster. My buddy's nickname was Shit Hip because his hip was broken. What else? There's some really good Mirc. So for my next class reunion, I told my buddies that everyone should have to wear their Mirc nickname to the class reunion.
It's crazy.
This is dial-up internet.
It
You ever even seen that?
Oh, it was dial. That wasn't dial. That was
Yeah,
right
it
after.
was.
Yeah, maybe you're
100% dial-up.
This is straight millennial talk, guys.
right. I mean,
But that reminds me, like, when I was in school, like, people would call each other by their gamer tags. So, like, their Xbox usernames or their PlayStation names.
So, did you even have a real phone in your house?
A real phone?
Yeah, like a
Like a
landline.
landline?
Yeah.
cord on it.
In the Philippines, when I lived in the Philippines, we had landlines and we used it pretty often. But ever since I moved here, like, no, not really, because
Right.
we were like, we're gonna have cell phones and then a landline.
When did
and
you
the
first-
landline never really rang.
Right.
So
Yeah.
What are Gen Z? What are Gen Z thoughts on millennials? But they're old.
I don't want to generalize for everyone, but in terms of like I think you guys are the millennials that kind of understand the power of like social media and the internet, but not all millennials are really like, I think now everyone's kind of starting to understand that. But I think a lot of millennials are dumb on social media.
A lot of drama
Yeah.
with millennials.
Yeah.
The millennials are the moms and dads now on social media, ruining social media.
Yeah.
Facebook was cool before parents were allowed. So when it's true. Our generation was the first Facebook.
You had to have a college address
College.
to get in.
And then Zuckerberg opened it up to the world, which I don't blame him. That's how he's gonna make money. But I mean, what's Facebook? It's a bunch of moms complaining.
Yeah.
And then you've got the joint Facebook accounts, which probably means
Oh yeah.
they don't trust each other to have their own Facebook account,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
which is pretty obvious. It's like, if you're just going to do the joint Facebook account, just both delete your Facebooks, because everyone knows there's issues in the house.
Get another family photo though. Call 500 grand studio for your picture or something.
Exactly. It's the truth, though. You're not on Facebook, though, are you?
Huh?
You on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember when I was like 8 years old or something, my brother made me a Facebook. I was like so young, but I had a Facebook for a while. It's an old account and it got deleted and stuff.
Hmm.
I wish I still had that because I had like pictures from the Philippines and stuff like that.
Right.
Do you guys have any shout outs? Any final words?
I'm just mad. Next time, I want to have like 4 stories written down so we could go over all that.
I mean, you got to go back to that. Had ones that we're sitting on. We had a client, so like, we'll figure out when I'm getting into the quoting part of it, how many shoots, how ambitious, stuff like that, right? So, and we had to travel on this one. So within the conversation, we're like, we might offer like a cash discount or something like that, or a paid in full discount or whatever. And I believe they even inquired about it, but we went all the way to this place, which was overnight and stuff like that, and did the whole project. And then we're getting ready to leave it. I'm like, they opted for the paid in full cash. I literally wrote cash.
And the paid in full cash was a discount from what we normally charge. So,
right,
kind of a big deal if you're going to go that route.
So we got there, filmed for the day and a half or whatever. Look at Brett as we're like packing up. I'm like, they haven't paid yet. What
we're about to pack up and drive back to Michigan. We like to have some money in hand since that was the deal.
Yeah. So basically just wussed out and said bye or whatever. And then got all the way back and then started this conversation like, so we got, how we going to handle payment. And then the guy pretty much literally was like, you didn't think we were actually going to have like green $100 bills, did you?
I believe he said we were not gonna, like bags of cash.
Yeah, like a bag of cash. We're like, how different? What are we saying? The different terminology for cash is?
Yeah, we didn't understand what he meant by cash because cash isn't what cash used to be. He said.
Yeah, that was classic.
So in a nutshell, we still ended up getting paid, but he also got the cash discount, which turned out to be a bank transfer. 3 weeks later.
Yep. Live and learn on that one.
And
even though I don't know how else to describe cash unless there's a Gen Z version, like this guy was in his 40s.
If someone were going to come up to you and say, hey, Riego, I know you cost $2,000 for this little video, but I'll pay you $1,500 in cash. What would you expect?
Nowadays, Gen Z, man, crypto.
Right. What's your Venmo?
What's your Venmo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
Got Cash App, Zelle?
Yep. That's another one. I don't even know what Zelle is, but people ask me that all the time. And I just use Venmo, too. I mean, that's pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm. So that was a good one.
Yeah, it was really...
Live and learn.
Our first big interview was with the State Theater. We know the owners to the State Theater now, but this was 10 years ago, and they were doing... they're doing promo stuff, and they wanted to see if we had done any promos for like bands or whatever. These are just like literally taking like
pre-made stuff
you see online. So if it was like a rapper that was going to go to the State Theater, we'd take a video and then we hire a voiceover guy to like say, now coming this Thursday, and so they wanted to see if we had work examples, stuff like that before we showed up, and we didn't really have that. So we put together a little we put together a video of some musician, and then I did the voiceover for it, and I called myself Dick Schweezel. And so it was like, this Friday night, it is Tommy Jenks coming to the State Theater. My voice is cracking. It's all raspy. And
they asked, who is
so
your voiceover?
We get to the interview, and first the lady showed up like 10 minutes late. She's like, okay, what does this meeting pertain to? And we're like, what do you mean? Like, you asked us to interview for this job.
For here.
And then she's like, oh yeah, I got that video you sent. She goes, who did the voiceover? And I look at Sam and I just went with it. I go, Richard Schweezel.
You didn't actually end up telling him it was you?
No, didn't. Just owned it. And then
you guys get hired for that?
Didn't get the gig either. You ended up not hiring anyone for that, though. It kind of made me feel better because I think they shut down.
But literally showing up to a meeting and going, okay, what is this meeting pertaining to? We just looked at each other like, what the fuck? Like,
I don't know.
No, it's closing words. You can do what we do from anywhere in the world, which is really cool. Tell a good story. I know a lot of people want to get out of Sturgis, which is fine, especially when you're younger. But Sturgis isn't for everyone. I'm going to cough here.
Dick Weasel got him. Yeah, like, being from Sturgis, but I mean, we've had clients, we've been to Boston, we've been to Florida, we've been to California multiple times, Texas, St. Louis. Yep.
But again, we've utilized the resources that we had in our small town to get us traveling and make more money and all that. So like I said, use if you're getting into this, like, and you don't have any business or any leads, like say, hey, mom, dad, can I do a video of you washing your car? Pretend it's going to be like a car. Like, you just have to get creative with it. Like find a teacher, use your local connections to get you. That's what I would say.
I think it's cool too how like in this industry or whatever, like you can essentially pick up a camera and it might cost a little bit at first, or like I said, use your phone, but it's just a matter of connections and being able to use your resources, and you could make a good amounts of money.
Sure. And like people are getting older, and the Gen Z generations, I feel like probably speaking to the most now, like you're going to know social media better than anyone. So you are an expert in that field. Like, so use it, then be professional about it and be on time, because that's one of our biggest pet peeves is just be on time and act like you give a shit. Even if you don't, act like it. So, because honestly, a lot of our stuff we do is not that fun. Produce it and totally make money. So we have to show up and do it and act like we're excited when we're not always. So it's what you got to do to make money. It's not selling out. It's hard work.
Yeah. I mean, it's either you can, and I know a lot of people work a regular job or whatever, but at least you like what you're doing, right?
Yeah, I would say, what's the alternative? I'd much rather be doing what we're doing.
Let's just say this: we get to go explore. I mean, we've hundreds of different occupations, right? And I would say 9 out of 10 times we come out of there and we're like, I don't know how they work there.
Right. Yeah. But I say that too. That's like, I tell every client that like appeases our ADD or whatever, of like being able to pop in to these different locations and put a different eye on it, film it in the way we think would be appealing to the public or whatever their goal is, and then get out of there.
Have you ever been to one of our shoots and been like, man, it would be really cool to work here? No. Which kind of speaks to maybe we have done as much as we felt we've done, or seen as much.
Yeah, I mean, I could see like different places where that's cool for them or whatever, right? Like
maybe the product. I mean, the product,
Yeah.
sure, but like making the product, yeah. There's nothing that sticks out to me at all. Oh, sorry, I was caught off guard. Are those bullet holes?
I think someone shot it up with like a BB gun or something.
right in my sight.
Yeah. I get asked that every time.
We should probably get out of it.
We're in the hood, guys. So if you didn't know, the 500 Grand Studios is in the hood.
Yeah. The lights look great.
I actually, like, just because I wanted to like have you guys come in here and just start going, not think about it too much, I like didn't turn on my additional lights. But yeah, gear don't matter, guys. Do you guys want to shout out your brand?
We are Hype Brand Management.
Where can people find you on social media?
www.hypeyourbrand.net at hype.mgmt.
Yeah, well, you're talking about our other handles. Yes, Instagram's hype.mgmt. TikTok, we're on TikTok. Dunk Monkey's on TikTok. Shout out to Dunk Monkey. That's me.
Yeah, we got some stuff on YouTube, but not a whole lot. Probably should upload on there.
Yeah, you guys need to start your own series.
We don't do a whole.
I mean, I love what you guys do with comes winter time. I don't think you guys did one last year, but
Red, the Christmas.
I love this.
When that was a
So you guys do.
passion project. I mean, even we didn't talk about Stacked, like we made a whole documentary, and that was just on our own time. We got a little bit of funding for that, but we made a whole damn movie that's on Apple and everywhere else. And that's stuff like we want to do more of. Again, it's like finding the budget or the time, or pretty much both.
Yeah, we didn't. We'll plug Stacked really quick. We did do a feature-length documentary. Have you seen it?
not the full thing. I remember like.
Oh, so you got like halfway into it, and you're like, I don't. Like,
no, I didn't watch it, but I know about it.
yeah, so it's on a lot. Most it's on Amazon. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere other than like Netflix. But that was a 2-year in the making project, and that won a couple of awards. From the Angelus Awards, we got like best editing, and then I think one was we got second for cinematography or something like that. So I mean, for as small of a budget it was, it actually did pretty well. Now it's not making any money online. to full transparency, it's just not universal enough for a lot of people that care about it because it's about a Sturgis baseball team. But if you're a baseball fan, you're gonna like it. But we're not gonna go spend a lot of money marketing it ourselves. That's what it would take. So, but what was the other? Was there someone else? There's that project that
Red. I mean,
Red. The Red with the Napiers, Kubanders. They were actors in it. Oh, I guess the last thing is one thing I really am proud of with Hype is bringing in local pedestrians to these shoots who do not act, who have never been on camera, and their willingness, because we know a lot of these people we bring in, because some of these are super small budgets, and we're like, we don't have money for an actor. We're going to bring someone in, and for the most part, you have no idea that these people aren't actors. So that's one thing that I think is really cool, is we're implementing a lot of people from Sturgis into these nationwide ads. Like Roosevelt's, they're one of our cooler clients. They're an apparel line. There's a bunch of people from Sturgis in these ads because we get these actors that are local to come in and do it. So that's one thing that I really enjoy, is using people from the area and their cooperation, and they look like professional. They do great. They do great on camera. And I think that's pretty cool. So,
yeah, there's definitely like a handful of them with Napiers, Kubanders, like I said, Niblocks, that we Riley Wenzel.
But even the kid that I interned with and would get yelled at.
Angel Gomez. Angel Gomez has the face for cinema.
Yeah.
Dude, if he were out in LA, he could make thousands of dollars just playing the same role over and over and over again. And that's why we use him a lot. And he plays the same role over and over again. And would you like to explain what role that is? He just plays a dumb Mexican.
Yeah. I mean, and then you go to Riley, we use for Roosevelt's a lot too. He's just
a dumb white guy.
The schlub.
He's a schlub. He's a greasy white guy. So we don't discriminate. Yeah, we'll use greasy white dudes and dumb Mexicans and yeah. So
cool. Well, appreciate you guys coming down to
Yep, here we are.
The Bulletproof Studio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad you're bringing this back. I think it's good for the community, and
I like yapping. That's what they say nowadays, the Gen Zs, So just like back then I did this podcast, and I did it because I really just wanted to practice being able to run multiple cameras, being able to, test out different lighting. But now I really want to go down, connecting with business owners, seeing if they can give some advice in the industry that they're in. And hopefully, because people have told me that I've inspired them, and I'm like, dude, out of anyone you can be inspired, please don't pick me. So I'd rather bring in guests and have them do the inspired piece,
what we could probably do is, you probably have to pay him, but just to get more traffic, is you could probably have Riley in every episode. Riley, right? Mm-hmm. Just sitting in his underwear. And and just every once in a while he'll say something, or he could be eating Cheetos or something, and just have him where I'm at, and then two other people just talk the entire time. Or he could be sitting. Yeah, he could be sitting right back there, just not saying anything.
There's actually a podcast that's done something like that.
That's we should just
the Barstow guy, right?
Yeah. We watched the Sunday Conversation. What's his name? Glenn Eagle.
I think it would be harder for Riley to sit and not talk.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I was going to ask you though, really quick, because I was going to say I really wish I had an espresso martini. That's my drink. I've read that like Gen Zs don't really, they're not into drinking now. Like the drinking has gone down quite a bit.
Oh, like alcohol?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So what are they doing instead?
I think the Gen Z, like at least from the people I know, they're all smoking weed now.
So it's weed over alcohol. That's not.
We definitely, I think that's a mindset that, you know, even I had completely stopped smoking weed actually. So, but yeah, back then I had the mentality of weed over alcohol.
And then the other thing is they don't go to bars.
Right. So why would you if you don't drink?
Right.
That's like we've had a client say Gen Zs would rather pay for DoorDash than go to a bar and tip the waiter. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean,
It makes sense. I mean, that like
I never ever used
DoorDash
DoorDash, guys.
smoking weed and watching Netflix, right?
Yeah, let's see. Makes sense.
So we like to,
Couch potato.
that's where we like to go to a bar, get a good drink,
Yeah.
watch some sports.
Yeah.
Communicate, see people.
So yeah, like how I see it is like the Gen Zs are good at social media and socializing on the internet,
Right.
sitting on their couches, while millennials are more social in real life.
If millennials are social, if they're gonna fight, they're gonna do it with their fists and it's be in person. It's not gonna be
Keyboard warriors.
keyboard warriors.
Keyboard warriors.
But how about this next podcast we're on though? I'm not gonna smoke a joint, but I will make you, even though you don't drink that much, an espresso martini and just see what you think.
See where it takes
Because
you.
it is the best drink in the world. And mine, I don't use vodka. I use 4 different types of tequila. So you're gonna be feeling good pretty quickly. So
Okay, well, I'll be interested in that episode because I think we're just gonna talk more.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming down on the 500 Grand Talk Show, bringing it right back.
thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And next time, I really want to do this in your parents' basement, where the actual 500 grand address is.
Alrighty, let's get it.